recently posted my dating experience that I had on Threads, and it blew up, okay? And so I just want to post it here on TikTok too, so my TikTok girlies know that there is still hope out there in the world for all of us. So I met this guy. He's really sweet, and when I tell you, girl, he is fine. I mean, he is fine, okay? Really sweet, kind, everything, chivalrous. You know, he's a whole gentleman, okay? We go on a date, and we're having a conversation. It's going great. You know, we're talking, we're laughing, we're eating dinner. You know, everything's going great. So we're at the part of the date that, you know, the conversation starts to die down, and you know, it's time. It's really time for us to pack up and go home. But we're just having drinks, and he looks at me and he says, "So I see you're this strong, independent woman. You know, you don't need much. So what can I contribute to your life?" What I really mean to say is, what can I bring to your table?
I'm gonna stop it right there. The reason why she has this type of look is because she's appalled that you're even asking that, right? What do you mean? What can you bring to her life? Feminine woman want a man who is a leader, right? So when you're a leader as a man, you should be looking for a woman who's going to add value to your life, because whoever the leader is going to lead the way. So if I'm going to lead the way, it's not necessarily about what am I bringing to the woman's life. And yes, I'm bringing to the woman's life leadership, assertiveness, confidence, but what is she adding on to help us get to where we need to go? That's the mission. So when you're on a date, why are you even asking that? Because now you're putting her on a pedestal. You know what I'm saying? What can I do to add to your life? What can I do to give you more so you're strong and you're independent? What can I do to give you more and add on to your life? That's what you sound like.
I did not even know how to answer that. I knew what I wanted to say, but I didn't know how to put it into words. So I answered honestly that I just said what was on my mind. I don't want to be seen as a strong, independent woman. Matter of fact, I hate being seen as a strong, independent woman. I don't want to.
Yeah, first of all, that's crazy, right? Like, I don't even want to be with a strong, independent woman. Not the way that the society labels it, right? I want a feminine woman. He telling her like, oh, you're a strong, independent woman. What can I do to make your life easier? What can I do to make sure that you ain't got to sweat at all? Like, what you want me to do? Just give you the whole ATM? You want me to give you all my money out my bank account? What do you want?
I'm a strong and independent out of necessity and survival. So he looked at me, he shook his head in understanding, and then he asked me, so what do you want me to take off your plate?
So you asked twice. What do you want me to do to take off your plate? So what you're showing her is that you are not a leader. You're not confident in your value, because you're trying to prove yourself to a woman. You're trying to show her that you can, that you're the one. And that comes off as try hard to a woman. See, a feminine woman doesn't want a guy like that. It may be cute in the moment, but she will abuse that privilege. Because you as a leader, you should be vetting her. You shouldn't be asking her, what can I do to take off your table? When I'm on a date with the woman, I'm having conversation, I'm enjoying my time, and I'm listening to what she's saying. You know what I'm saying? I'm watching her body language, seeing how she's acting. You're vetting. You should be vetting to see, how can this woman fit into my life? Not how can I fit into her life? Because now when you fit into her life, she's the quote unquote leader. And now you got to follow her lead and do what she says.
At this point, I'm just... everything. Like, take it all. Take everything. Take it all. I very calmly answered, everything. And, you know, we laughed about that. But he went on to tell me that he was raised by a single mom, and he got to witness how strong women had to be, you know, in their position, and he didn't want to contribute to that.
So if you was raised by a single mother and you didn't want to contribute to that, how about you be a leader as a man? Because the reason why your mom was single is because the man and your dad, he didn't be the leader that he needed to be, or he just wasn't rocking with your mom for whatever reason. But that doesn't even make sense. Right? You don't want my mom was a single mother, so I don't want her to be astray. So what do you need? No. A woman needs you to be the leader and for you to do your part. And she will add value to that. You know what I'm saying? That's what you need to be. Man, this is crazy.
So at the end of the night, he took me home. We made plans for a second date. And the conversations have been great. So ladies, let me just tell you. If a man wanted to, he would. If he wants to, he will.
Oh my God, I hate when women say that statement. If he want to, he will. If he wanted to, he will. I hate that so much. But what I would say is, what homie is essentially saying is, baby girl, I'm gonna give you the world without you even having to earn it. That's what you're saying. Because she said everything. Oh, what can I do to take it off? Take it off your plate to make your life easier. She said everything. You know what that means when somebody says everything? That means you got to pay her rent or her mortgage, her car note, her grocery bills, her nails, her hair. And you just met her on the first date, and you're willing to accept that. That's stupid. See, as a man, we have to get better vetting skills. You got to vet better. You shouldn't be on a date asking a woman, oh, what can I do to make your life easier? I actually wanted to react to another video with a guy, and he was supposed to go on a date with this woman or whatever, but he kind of messed up in the vetting process. So we're gonna go ahead and watch the video, and then we're gonna react to it.
Supposed to go on a date yesterday with this girl, and I thought she was gonna be my girl, my wife, bro. I'm talking about, like, we was sending paragraphs, and I'm lying about saying my wife. I'm just kidding. But the fact we was having great conversation on hands, like the last 2 days, like it was like we.
Already a red flag, right? When you're on dating apps, right, the goal is to get off the app, because what y'all got to understand is you have a couple type of women on dating apps, right? You have the woman that just want attention. You have the woman that's low-key selling it. And then you have the woman that actually want to get to know you, right? So women don't care. They'll have conversation with you all day. They'll send you paragraphs and stuff like that. But you got to call a woman's bluff. And this is how you call a woman's bluff. Hey, let's do a FaceTime chat, because that's going to let you know how interested she is. So if she stops responding after that, she's not interested, because a woman can be giving you energy all day on a date now. Yeah, we've been texting for 2 days and a lot of energy. But see, here's the thing. A woman knows she knows her true intentions with you. So there's no need in delaying it by having, we're going to send poems to each other. We're going to send essays to each other. And it's all wonderful and it's all good. And, we was talking about the bees and the birds. And, man, that's a setup for failure, man. Straight up.
Was vibing. Like, I was like, damn. So I'm like, you know what? Might as well plan a date, because she seemed cool. I want to go out with her. So guess what I did? I planned a date yesterday for 6:30. So I planned it at 6:30, told her the spot, whatever. She said, cool, boom. So I'm like, okay, we texting all day yesterday. I come home from work, I get off a little late, and I'm like, damn, I gotta rush now. So I get in the shower, try to figure out what to wear, put that shit on for real, and then I put on my cologne. Boom, smelling good, looking good.
By the way, I forgot to add, he didn't do a FaceTime call. He said, to me, if I'm meeting somebody online, right, it's important for me to do a FaceTime call so I can see what you look like. You know what I'm saying? It's for me to see, are you the actual woman that's in your pictures, right? I don't want to be on Catfish and Eve come out with the cameras and trying to get me on. I don't want to do that. But it's important to do a FaceTime call and get off the app. I don't want to set a date with somebody. When I set dates with women who I just meet online and we didn't do a FaceTime call, the date usually never happens, because they're not that invested, because that woman can't differentiate me from other men. So you definitely want to do the FaceTime call, because she can put your image and your voice and now you're an actual real person to her. You see what I'm saying?
And I'm like, all right, cool. So at this point in time, I'm trying to rush, because I'm like, I gotta hurry up, because I ain't trying to be late. I like to be a little early or on time, whatever. So I get in the car. So I'm like, let me look at our messages, make sure she ain't send me her number, so I can be like, okay, text me when you get here or whatever. I pull up the messages. After all the conversation that we had, the whole day, for 2 days, she tell me, hey, I don't know if I'm gonna make it tonight. I just I keep looking at your pictures and you look like my ex, and you might be nicer than him, but like, I just can't get that out of my head. So I don't think tonight's gonna work, babe. Sorry.
This is a society that we live in. You spent 2 days talking to her, right? Oh man, the conversation was great. I was really feeling her. This might be my wife. And a couple minutes before the date, she hit you with you look like my ex. And you may not act like him, you kind of nicer than him, but I don't think it's gonna work because you look like my ex. Like y'all the same person. We even know y'all, like when you even think about twins, right? All the twins I know don't act nothing alike, identical twins. So she's saying just because you look like my ex, you probably act like him. That's her excuse for not coming on the date. And you didn't talk to her for 2 days. See, this is why you have to do the FaceTime call. The FaceTime call is crucial because it'll really show a woman's interest, right? You didn't do the FaceTime call. You was texting her for 2 days. And my thing is, when you're dealing with a woman online, no more than 4 to 5 messages. Hey, how's it going? Going good. Oh, what part of the city you staying? Oh, okay, that's what's up. Oh, okay, what you like to do for fun? Oh, okay, I rock with that. Hey, would you be cool with doing a FaceTime call? And you know what I'm saying, if we vibing, you know what I'm saying, we can go do something fun. Cool, I would love that. That's all it needs to be, because it's a dating app. It's not an app for me to chit chat with you for 2 days.
I was like, now in my head I'm thinking like, okay, like, you know, like what the hell? I never heard no shit. I never heard no shit like that in my life. I ain't heard no shit like that. That you look like my ex, I can't date you, I can't go out with you. You've been talking to me for 2 days, and then you say yes to the date, and then we plan it, and then you just cancel. You have all day to cancel. I don't care if your ex came back in your life. I don't care if the other nigga you was talking.
Here's the thing, man. She was playing with you, man. She knew how, and it sucks, right? Because it's like, you didn't invest all this energy as a man, right? And this is something that happens to us men all the time, right? We can invest all this energy into a woman, but because of the fact that she knows how excited you are for this date and how amped up you are, she can't wait to crush you. So no, she ain't gonna tell you hours before. She gonna wait 2 minutes before the date to crush you, because she know you didn't got ready, you all excited, you didn't put your drip on, and she know good and damn well she wasn't finna come on that fucking date. So you got to watch out for women like this, but you could have cut all that out by not texting her for 2 days on the app, and you could have just went for the FaceTime, and most likely she wouldn't have did the FaceTime call with you, and you would have knew early on, okay, she not rocking with me like that. Because typically what I've seen from my results from dating apps, women that I typically do a FaceTime call with, 99% of the time, there's only one woman I can remember in the last 3 years where it didn't convert to a date. You got to do the FaceTime call, because that FaceTime call, like I said, it differentiates you from other guys, because now she can get a sense of your personality, your voice tone, how you look and stuff like that, and see that you're a real person, but you didn't do that. So you're setting yourself up for failure. And we shouldn't be talking to a woman on a dating app for 2 days. That's too long. Because I guarantee you there's another guy on the app she linking up with within 3 hours.
You thought he looked better, you wanted to be with him, that's cool. Why say yes? Why even? Bro, I was so confused. I was so like, bro, I just got ready. I rushed for no reason. I'm talking about I was sweating my ass off because I forgot I turned my AC off when I got home. So me moving around, I started getting hot again, started sweating and shit, started getting itchy and shit. I'm just like, bro, I did all this just to get told that I look like your ex and you ain't gonna make it on a date. Bro, I couldn't believe that shit. I said, man, bro, like, this dating shit getting crazy. I ain't gonna lie. And it's kind of funny, man, because honestly, like, it's just people be just on some bullshit. And I just be like, bro, honestly, just tell me. You could have just told me, look, tonight ain't even gonna work. You ain't even have to add that I look like your boyfriend, because that shit don't even make sense. Have y'all heard some shit like that? You look like my ex, so I can't mess with you. Get the fuck. Oh, that shit blew the fuck out of me. That shit blew me.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. I ain't gonna lie. The stuff I've seen from women in the last 4 or 5 years, the excuses and stuff like that is wild. But what we have to understand is women are dealing with so many men that are simps and just in general, that they act like this because there's no consequences, right? There's no consequences, but I will say women have to be careful because all men don't take rejection kindly. Y'all remember the dude from the University of Alabama, the basketball team that killed? Y'all remember the dude from the Alabama team a couple years back that unalived the chick that rejected him because he didn't get her number? Like, it's wild out here. So women acting like this, it is wild. And I understand some women to be like, well, men do certain crazy stuff too. We do. But this is why your vetting has to be on point, right? Your vetting has to be on point with these women. You need to be saying, is this the best woman for me? Just like Buddy in the first video, you shouldn't be going up to a woman like, oh, how can I make your life easier? My mom is a single mom. What can I do? And she says, everything. You can give me everything. Buy my crib, buy me a Mercedes GLC, everything. This is why you gotta value who you are first. And you got to have a good vetting system. I just dropped the video on my Patreon the other day about how to vet women on dating apps. Because the 2 mistakes he made with the dating apps was he was messaging her for way too long. Any chick that I met from a dating app, I was only messaging like 4 or 5 messages. I promise you, or even less. And I went to the FaceTime call. I'm not messaging nobody for 2 days. That's ridiculous. That's a waste of my time. Because a chick will message you for 2 days, and as soon as you ask to link up or do a FaceTime, she'll ghost you. You know what I'm saying? So what you got to understand, you have to value yourself, and it sucks. Because it's like, what you mean my ex and I look like your... Like, what? That don't even make sense. You canceled a date because I look like your ex? Like, what? Like, you just now realizing that I look like your ex. Isn't that funny, right? Like, you waited till the second of the date to tell me that I look like your ex when you knew that all along. And I probably don't even look like your ex. That's probably just some BS that you made up to cancel the date. And like Buddy said, why couldn't she be straight up? Men too. In this generation that we live in, people are not going to give you people are not going to be straight up with you. If someone doesn't see you on an everyday basis, they just going to give you the craziest excuse. They're going to ghost you or block you. And again, it all goes back to vetting. This is why your vetting has to be on point. Your game has to be sharp. Because Buddy was all excited. I'm going to get ready for the date. And, oh, man, I'm so excited. I got to rush. And then she just burst your bubble. Because she knew how invested you was. So when you're that invested, you're setting yourself up for failure because you have these unrealistic expectations. So, what we can learn from both videos is your game got to be tight. Your vetting game has to be tight. You have to learn how to vet. You shouldn't be going on a date asking a woman, what can I do to make your life easier? Because you're putting her on a pedestal. And also, too, don't be messaging a chick for 2 days. And also do a FaceTime call as well. You know what I'm saying? Those are things you can use in your arsenal to see who the woman really is, man. So like I say on every video, man, we must continue to put ourselves first. All right, guys, that's my video for today, man. I appreciate you guys for coming over to the channel as always. Guys, make sure you continue to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And I'm gone.